take it real soon.
Hey guys, welcome to Cooking with the Pastor. Really glad that you're here to hang out with us as we talk about how to make one of my favorite meals. Actually, as a pastor, I talk about food a ton on Sundays and as I'm preaching and hanging out with people. And I think there's actually become kind of like a running joke at Lighthouse, which is the church that I pastor, that I have like an utter obsession with Chipotle, and in particular Chipotle burritos. And in particular, Chipotle burritos that have the Chipotle chicken in it, the white rice, the pinto beans, the pico de gallo, all kinds of good stuff. And so today I wanted to show you how to make at-home quarantine edition Chipotle burritos and Chipotle chicken. I think it'd be fantastic. Just to give you a heads up, today we're filming on a weekend, which means that our kids are home and we've got friends over, and so we're just kind of hanging out. And if one of my boys decides to run up and just talk to me while we film, it's gonna be fantastic. But the very first thing that we have to do as we are making Chipotle chicken or any of the marinated meats that Chipotle has is that we have to basically marinate the meat in Chipotle sauces, in Mexican flavored spice infused kind of delicious things. And we have to let it sit for at least 2 hours simply because we want our meats to taste good. So I'm gonna show you how to make the marinade for the chicken. We'll put it in our marinade bowl, put it in the fridge, we'll let it marinate for a couple hours, and then after a little bit of time, we'll eventually get back on and we'll hit up how to make the rice and the beans and all the deliciousness that comes with all that as well. So today we are starting with what we have to begin with here, which is we are gonna make our chicken. So we are gonna be marinating chicken thighs. If you're someone who likes to cook with chicken breasts, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem with chicken breasts is that they don't have enough fat. And so when you try to marinate chicken breast, unless you're planning on slow cooking them, the reality is that most of the flavors aren't gonna get infused into the chicken. So if I could recommend anything, buy boneless chicken thighs and use them for your marinade. One of these days when we make a video on terry chicken, Hawaiian terry chicken, I'll show you how to do that also with chicken thighs as well. So we're gonna begin not with the chicken, we're gonna begin with making the actual marinade, which is gonna be great. Where are you going, Zeke? You hanging out? Going outside? Yes, great, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna begin with chopping some cilantro, some rough chopped cilantro. And this doesn't need to be finely chopped simply because it's going in a marinade anyways. I'm gonna bring my bowl over here. Hopefully that's in shot. And we're just gonna start with a bowl of cilantro. And then we're gonna add, if you guys can see this is a Chipotle Adobo diced peppers. You can buy, if you look at it, it's kind of like a paste. You can buy the Adobo sauce, which is like a medium spice. You can buy the canned that has full Chipotles in it, or you can buy the diced up ones. Because we're all on quarantine, this was all that was actually at the store. So we're gonna want to actually add a whole thing of this to our cilantro. So a whole jar of Chipotle adobos. Then we're gonna add quite a bit of honey. I know this is kind of shocking to a lot of people, but Chipotle as a restaurant uses honey in a lot of things. And so we're just gonna add a ton of sweetened deliciousness to this. By the way, I've been getting a lot of comments that people say I say delicious too much. But the reality is that everything I make is delicious. So why would I not say that it's delicious? I don't understand that. So add some honey. I think I probably added at least 3 tablespoons of honey. This is a little jar of lime juice from concentrate. If you can use fresh limes, go for it. But the concentrate stuff's fine. The all organic stuff's fine. You have to poke a hole in it and then basically squeeze about 2 limes, 3 limes worth of lime juice in here. So because this is from concentrate, which means that it has a ton of water, and they have they went from a concentrate based on the limes themselves. You'll want a little bit more lime juice than what you'd actually anticipate, simply because this just isn't 100% real organic limes. Okay, there's the lime juice. We're gonna add a splash of apple cider vinegar. That gives its vinegary, zesty kind of flavor. It also breaks down the fats of the chicken. And you wanna make sure that all of the you know, if you add lime juice or if you add a vinegar to it, it'll actually decompose the chicken while it marinates, which is great. We're gonna add a little bit of some Chipotle chili pepper, simply because we want a bite to our chicken, and we also want that added with the adobo. Some fresh ground salt, sea salt. If you've got kosher salt, if you've got table salts. The reality is that in a marinade like this, you're probably not gonna over salt your marinade, simply because it's just soaking in with the chicken, so it should be fine. Then we've got some just good old canola oil. I'm gonna add about a cup and a half of oil here, and then I'm gonna mix this in. So now we're actually getting a chunky, kind of pasty mixture. And that's exactly what you want from your marinades. So let me move this out of the way. We're gonna cut up we're gonna open this bag up of our chicken thighs. Don't worry, my hands are clean, so we are just fine. All right. And then all we're gonna do is take the chicken thighs, just gonna open them up. See all that fat that's in there? That's really what you want. You want the fatty chicken and then all the meats. And we're actually just gonna begin placing this in the marinade. We're just gonna put, honestly, as many as we can in here. And as we're putting them in, make sure that you're mixing it up so that way all the sauce gets on top. My big thing is that if you've got enough sauce for enough chicken, just keep adding the chicken. And I think we're already at like 5 of these, so let's just kind of add as many as we can. A couple more. 1 and 2. Maybe give this a good mix so you guys can see what the chicken should look like. If you are marinating chicken and you don't see the marinade all over the chicken, you're not marinating the chicken. So make sure the chicken marinade is everywhere. You got the cilantro, you got the lime juice, you got the adobo chipotles. Okay. So let's get this out of the way. Missing anything? Nope, that's it. So marinades are supposed to have a ton of flavor. They're supposed to have all the sweet, savory, spicy components that you would like, especially when you're making Chipotle chicken. And so what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna take this, put some saran wrap on it. I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and a couple hours from now, we're gonna grill it. And while it's grilling, I'll show you how to make the cilantro rice, the pinto beans, some salsa, some pico de gallo, and some guacamole, and then we'll put it in a huge tortilla and eat. So it should be delicious, guys. Thanks. Okay, so the chicken has been marinating for about 2.5, 3 hours or so. Wish we could have marinated it a lot longer, ideally 6 to 7 hours, but to be honest with you, the flavors are incredible no matter what. And so I already took the chicken thigh, I put it on the grill, cooked it to temp, so I just cooked it on both sides, did some cross-hatching, stuff like that. Took it off the grill. While the chicken was marinated, I actually ended up working on a couple of things that I want to show you before we actually make our burrito. And so right here, I've got some pinto beans going. These also have a little bit of some chicharrones in them, and which is basically like some pork skin. It's got a little bit of some cilantro, chipotle, pepper. You could buy this canned if you'd like. I've added a little bit of flavoring to it, but I started with the canned bean. I've got a long grain white rice that I put in my rice cooker, and then I added finely chopped cilantro, lime juice, and garlic salts and regular salts. And so that's actually just the very typical rice that they make at Chipotle, and they just use a long grade rice. I actually think they use basmati. So here's our chicken. And this stuff is delicious, and you've got all of the good flavors that we already used to marinate it in, and that's a full chicken thigh just ready to be used there. I made a homemade pico, so this has got vine-ripened tomatoes, jalapenos, lime juice, white onions. It's got some sea salts and a little bit of apple cider vinegar just to kind of give it a little bit of a vinegar kick. If you guys have ever been to Chipotle, this is a recipe that they have for their salad dressing. So This I love to make on my own. This has the same ingredients as the marinade, but it's been blended together with a little bit of more oil and a little bit more honey. And this actually makes a fantastic salad dressing sauce. I love to put that on my salad, or I love to put it on my burrito. And then we got a couple extra things, cilantro and some Chipotle hot pepper sauce as well. So we're gonna begin by starting to make the actual burrito. And so we got to get a tortilla, which is, you know, we're going to go through this as if you were actually at the restaurant. So we're going to begin by getting this guy heated up, getting it going. One of the things that you guys can always do as you're making these burritos is that if the chicken isn't your favorite protein, you can functionally use the exact same marinade that I use, and I think I already said this before, but you can use that on any meats that you want. Pork carnitas, chicken, tofu. You could use it for pork belly if you want. You could use it for chicken breasts if you want. You could do it on anything really. And so you could use it on ground beef. If you're a ground beef kind of burrito fan, you're more than welcome to use that. So we're just getting this tortilla nice and warm. Once this guy is warm, we're gonna make this just like we would at Chipotle, except we're gonna do a couple things to kind of add some fun flair to it. Okay, so let's get the camera down and let's build our burrito. So obviously we always start with some white rice, or if you prefer the brown rice, you could do brown rice. So we're gonna get some rice. Then we've got the beans. You don't want to get the liquid of the beans or else it'll pour through your tortilla. So let's add those beans in there. And then we add our chicken. This looks good already. Already eat that. Now they usually go, what kind of salsas would you like? Would you like the pico or the corn or the green or the hot red? And I always say all of them, but I didn't want to make all of them today, so I made a spicy pico. So we will add some pico. They never give you enough. I'm just being honest with you. They never actually are generous with their pico. It's almost like tomatoes, the rarest things on the planet. I don't get it at all, whatever. So now we got some cheese. Yes, I want cheese on my burrito. And then let's add some guacamole. We know the guacamole costs extra at Chipotle, but it doesn't matter. We want it. We want the guacamole. So let's put the guacamole on. And then here's the thing that Chipotle doesn't do. They don't really give out generously their cilantro or their salad dressings or a lot of the things that you would like really want to add on, especially their guacamole. So we really want this to be adequate for us. So let's add the guacamole. I'm gonna add the salad dressing that I made. So if you wanna tilt this back down, Brian. So we're gonna add the salad dressing. Then we're gonna add some finely chopped cilantro. Now here are the two things that I really wish that Chipotle would do. I wish that they would automatically mix it. I think that there's nothing more annoying than eating a burrito that when you take a bite, it's just a whole bunch of rice or a whole bunch of salsa or a whole bunch of whatever. I just think that that's unpleasant. And I think that every single burrito place, I think there's a place here in Denver that actually mixes their burritos. I think every single place should mix their burrito. So we're gonna mix the burrito. It's got all the goodies in it, mixed together. And then we're gonna do one more thing that I really wish Chipotle would do as well. So we're gonna make this burrito and then get this nice and wrapped up. I wish that Chipotle would do this. Take the burrito and grill it. So here is why we want to grill our burritos. You have that good char on the actual burrito, on the tortilla itself, which is fantastic. Okay, we got some good crisp to that. So now, let me grab the actual burrito. Oh no, it's falling apart. No. Okay, I'm gonna have somebody try this now. Megan, bud, come on in the shot. You're not in the shot.
Look at that.
Lighthouse, welcome. This is Megan, our Director of Operations at Lighthouse Church.
My friends.
I want you to take a bite.
This, oh my.
You have to look at the camera while you eat it because that's what famous people do.
Great.
Even if it's not tasty, you have to act like it's really good.
That's pretty good.
Is it really good or pretty good?
It's messy. I like the crispiness.
There you go. Awesome. There we go. All right. There you go, guys. So basically, you just do everything that I showed you, and you get like a Chipotle flavored kind of thing. I'm actually going to try this just to make sure I'm not lying to you. That's really tasty. Wow. I would love to actually add this. This is a cherry Chipotle hot sauce, but I'll do that off camera because that would just be unbelievable. Wow, I'm salivating so much. So there you go, guys. That's how you make Chipotle from home. Hope you guys enjoy. Try this recipe out. Check it out. And if you want me to make some different recipes or different options with the different meats, let me know in the comment section. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button like all the cool kids are saying. Other than that, have fun making burritos. We'll see you soon.
Come on, move along. I said, baby, I know you're on a roll. Sweet honey, let's take it real slow.